your house most likely smells, and you probably don't even notice it. So today we're going to reveal 5 places in your home that secretly store smell that you are probably not cleaning, and the things that you may be doing to fix odors in your home that are actually making it worse. I know it's a lot, but we are addressing it, and acceptance is the first step in this process. So actually, the first thing I want us to do, we're going to do the smell test, because a lot of us become nose blind to our own environments. We get used to it over time, so we're not experiencing the smells as others would. And so here's what I want you to do. So turn off your air conditioning, your HVAC system. We want stale air. And you also want to go and close all the doors. Let that sit, marinate overnight, or leave the home, come back, and then go into each room, open the door, step into that room. And that's going to give you a more accurate representation of what it actually smells like. And don't just stand up and smell around. Get on your hands and knees or lean over and also sniff around, because if you have pets or kids, sometimes the odors are lingering lower. So I'm somewhat ashamed to admit, when I did this in my own home, it turns out the kids' playroom, one of my cats, I don't know which one, I'll let you guess, has been peeing on her stuffed animals in the corner. And hence today's video was born. The inspiration struck, okay? Now we will be getting to pet odors in the home later on in the video, but we're going to start in the laundry room with our washing machine. And if you have a front loader in particular, you already know the gasket can trap moisture and it can smell like mold and mildew. So in this video, I'm not going to cover the obvious places that we already know. I want to go a level deeper, places we probably don't know about. And that is our washing machine detergent drawer. Turns out it is a hidden source of mold and mildew and smells. There's a decent chance that there is trapped moisture. There might even be visible mold. Whatever the case may be, we're going to clean it. And my favorite cleaning agent for this, I either will use hydrogen peroxide in a spray bottle, or my new love of my life, hypochlorous acid, which is basically as effective as bleach, but much better for you, your home, the environment, less toxic. So I am a huge fan. The downside of hypochlorous is that it can be more expensive. So for mold or things I want to disinfect, I'm going in with a hypochlorous and I'm saving it for the items that really need it. So whatever you want to use, just spray that down, let it sit. Any disinfecting agent, you want to let it sit and then wipe it clean. And also while you're here, do that with the gasket in your front loader. And actually, while we're on the topic of laundry, my number one tip, one of my top tips I've ever shared on my channel, is instead of using a fabric softener, we don't want to use those. Those are actually depositing wax onto our clothing and towels, which is making them less soft over time. But use a cup of distilled white vinegar with your towels in particular. It will disinfect and make them softer and fluffier. So anytime you're doing a load of towels, use your regular detergent, and then in the fabric softener spot, put your distilled white vinegar in there, and you will see that it is an amazing trick to make your towels nice and soft and fluffy again. Next up, we're going to head over to the sink area, and it's not going to be the expected area that you likely already have on your radar, which is the drain or the garbage disposal. The hidden source of odor in this area are the sink overflow hole. There was this smell in my bathroom, and I just couldn't figure out what it was. I thought there was water damage. It smelled a little bit like mildew. And finally, I had to have my kids come in. I'm like, guys, let's figure out where this is coming from. It was coming from the overflow holes in the sink, which you might not have even noticed existed. I certainly had not taken note of them, but they can get gross and mildewy and have a smell. Go in there and spray your hydrogen peroxide or hypochlorous acid spray. Let it sit. And you do want to get a specialty brush here because it's a small hole. Not everything's going to fit in there. You can use a straw brush, an old toothbrush, something smaller. Now, the one that surprised me and blew my mind the most is something that I can almost guarantee none of us have really thought about, and it is your vacuum cleaner. The vacuum is not just sucking up. There is a filter and it's pushing out air. And one of my favorite hacks that I've learned recently is to take your favorite essential oil or home fragrance and put it on a piece of paper towel, cover it in your favorite fragrance, put it in the canister of your vacuum, then vacuum. And it's going to distribute a pleasant odor around the home that will also tell you how, if you're not doing that, whatever you're sucking up is also going back into the air. So in addition to that, make sure you are cleaning out your vacuum filter regularly. Next up, I'm willing to guess that maybe 50 to 75% of us have this on our radar, but when was the last time you cleaned your dishwasher filter? That thing gets nasty really fast because it collects all of the food scraps that are on your dishes. So make sure you are removing this, and you can just clean it with hot soapy water and replace it every month at least. This is one that you really should be cleaning more often because you're using it to clean your dishes that you were then eating off of. And just like with the washing machine tablets, I got a pack that had both, and I decided to try using the dishwasher tablets versus my DIY distilled white vinegar and baking soda that I've been doing for years, just to see if it cleaned any better. It does seem to me in my non-scientific experiment, it is a bit more sparkly in here. And it did a better job removing calcium deposits, like the little mineral deposits that I noticed around the interior, but both of them work very well depending on what you want to do. Next up are your curtains. Think of these as giant sponges in your home that over time, they're fairly porous, they're absorbing odors, and it's not something that most of us are cleaning very often at all. It's kind of a pain. I don't think I have done more than vacuum them for longer than I want to admit. The best method here is to remove your curtains, take them to the dry cleaner. There is upholstery sprays that will help absorb odor, or you can remove the curtain hooks and run them in your washing machine on a cold, delicate cycle. Now, this is another one that got me when I was doing my home scent evaluation. And that is not just your rugs, okay? Obviously, people are walking on the rugs, there's feet everywhere, but the underside of your rugs. Because sometimes we're cleaning the visible stain that's on the top, but some of the trapped odor gets pulled down to the bottom on the rug pad, which is not something I had ever thought about before. The main thing to emphasize here is not just to check under your rugs, but if there is any type of organic stain, you need an enzyme cleaner. Any other type of cleaner is not going to fully remove the source. So you have to specifically get an enzyme pet odor remover. This is the one that I got. Going into the bedroom, the obvious one here is your mattress. And I hope by now most of us have a mattress cover. If you don't, they're very affordable just to make sure nothing can seep into the mattress. What a lot of us are not paying attention to, the pillows. I mean, think about it. We're laying our face on here. So there's bacteria from our skin, but a lot of us are also drooling. So then add some moisture and it's just a breeding ground. I, for years, have been washing my pillows on a cold, delicate cycle in my washing machine. You could tumble dry them on low heat or let them dry out in the sun. I like to do that because it's giving them that extra layer of UV cleaning from the sun rays. Another layer of freshness, but not just that, helping to reduce allergens and dust mites and even mold spores in the home is to get some good air filters. And specifically, if you want an air filter that both removes odor and particles and allergens in the air, you want one that has carbon filter. The activated carbon is going to help with the odors, and then the HEPA filter is going to remove the dust and allergens. And then the last thing, we do need to take a moment for pet owners, but specifically for today, cat owners, because one thing I was noticing is that I was cleaning out their litter boxes, but they still would have a smell to them. And that's because most litter boxes are plastic and the cats are scratching, causing damage to the plastic. And that is allowing the odors to seep in and become permanent. So the ideal solution is to switch over to a stainless steel litter box if wherever possible. Stainless steel does not absorb and trap odors the way that plastic does. But for my cats, I have automatic litter boxes, close them off. I fully spray them specifically in the hypochlorous acid. This is where it really comes into play. Let it sit there for a good amount of time, hose it off, and then let it dry in the sun. Then in terms of fragrancing the home, this is my go-to at the moment that I get a lot of compliments on, and it is so affordable. I just put this around the home in a diffuser, and I just prefer that to candles because I have kids and cats in the house. And I even use this to fragrance my car. I put some on a paper towel and I put it under the seats, and my car also smells amazing. So I'm going to stop here for today. There are many other hidden sources of odor in the home, but those are kind of the big ones that I did not have on my radar. Because the key is you want to eliminate the source of the odor and clean that out and not just put perfume on a pig. So with all of that said, if you are new here and not yet subscribed, make sure to press the subscribe button below. Links to everything I talked about are going to be down in the description box and in the first pinned comment, and I will see you soon with a new video.